Full drugstore base routine. Let's get into it. Nothing but drugstore products for long-lasting makeup that looks just like this. Started with my brows first. I always do. I use the L'Oreal Faux Brow. It's new, but I'm loving it. Now I'm going to go in with skin prep. What I'm going to prep with is the Lumi Glotion today. This is like a hydrating, glowy, kind of serum-like product. This has been around forever, so if you don't know about this, this is great. It's kind of like a moisturizer as well. I love layering up skincare, so I'm going to use this Kosas Dream Beam. This has SPF in it. I think 40 is the SPF, and you can get this at Ulta, so I don't feel like this is cheating. So we're getting our SPF, and we're adding a little bit of hydration, dew, and glow as well with this. Pro tip, you could wear this just on its own, but I do like to wear it under makeup because it doesn't pill and it looks really good. Finally, discontinuing my all-time favorite foundation, which is the L'Oreal Pro Glow, which is why I feel like I owed you guys an updated drugstore foundation and just base routine in general. This is the L'Oreal Infallible. It's quickly replacing the L'Oreal Pro Glow, mostly because I can't buy it anymore, and that has been my favorite for years, but this is really, really good. I do find it's a little less glowy, which is why I just glowed the skin up before we put this on. I'm just gonna go in and blend this out with a brush to get that coverage built up that we want, and this blends out like a dream, you guys. It sits on the skin. It honestly competes with some of my higher end foundations, and you know, I'm always using a foundation from the drugstore that I'm like, this could be a high-end foundation. The coverage is great. Look at that, just cover up that burn mark I have on my forehead. For bronzer, it's the Milani Cheek Kiss bronzer. I actually use this literally every day. It is my all-time favorite drugstore bronzer. So easy to use. It blends out like a dream. It's medium coverage. It sits on the skin beautifully. If you haven't bought one of these yet, you guys run and go get one. I just use that to warm up the perimeter of my face as well as down the nose, the jawline, just anywhere I want some definition from my bronzer. As a professional makeup artist, the way you get your makeup to last and look flawless is light, intentional layers. So this might look a bit heavier or darker than what I actually want it to look at the end, and that's intentional and on purpose, because at the end when we add powder, it's going to dilute everything just a little bit, and I still do want there to be some contrast. You can see my skin looks very, very hydrated and dewy. That's what you want before you go on with powder, so it can counteract and not just dry you out. Now for concealer, this is the 24-Hour Infallible Wear. I'm going to put this underneath my eyes, center of my forehead, chin, just everywhere. I want to add a little bit of brightness. Prep my eyelids with this as well. I always prep my eyelids with whatever concealer I'm using on the rest of my face. And I have this year and last year converted into being a brush girly. It's been a really long time since I've done a full drugstore makeup routine for you guys, which is like, we are well overdue, okay? Well overdue. But you kind of want this stark contrast and difference so you can see kind of a ring right there. That's what you want, okay, until it's blended out. And if it's too harsh, go in with your foundation brush and mix it together. Use that as your mixing medium to really blend everything together and make it look a little bit more cohesive. I like to come up on the side of my nose just to kind of add that brightness back to where I added the warmth, so it almost contours it without me having to go in and fully contour my nose. Once you have that all blended out, if you feel like it's not blended as nicely as you'd like, you can just go around the edges again with your foundation brush. This is from Catrice. It's a blush duo, so you have your cream and your powder. So I'm gonna go in with the cream side first and go ahead and add this where I want my blush to be. Something I teach everyone to make their makeup a little bit more intentional is to bring the bronzer in other places of your face, not just underneath your jawline, to make things more cohesive. And same with your blush. I'm gonna put it right at the top of my forehead where my concealer meets my bronzer, and I'm just gonna use the leftover that's on my brush. I'm gonna do the same on my chin and the same on the sides of the tip of my nose. This again just gives you that overall cohesive makeup look without you having to try too hard, because you're adding those colors back in after you just blanked out your face as a full canvas. So you want those colors naturally, where they naturally appear, to kind of be subtly added back in, but you have the control over it. That's what makeup's all about. Another little secret that I like to do is go right in my eye crease out to my temple with that bronzer brush. I'm not even adding any more. You definitely could add more, but this is going to help later when you do eyeshadow for everything to just blend completely seamlessly and look so much more, again, intentional. This is probably the best powder the drugstore has come out with, maybe literally ever. This is the L'Oreal Blurfection powder. And you guys, it's so good. I love this powder. It's just going to get rid of all of your texture, blur, everything. Like, seriously, the difference is just, it's right there. This sets your makeup. You don't have to worry about it. You're going to get a really, really, really beautiful finish on your makeup where everything is just nice and blurred and perfected. For powder bronzer, it's gonna be the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Powder every single time. Blends so well. It looks so beautiful on the skin, and so this is just going to help us to reinstate those colors that the powder started to fade away. But again, intentional light layers so that we get longevity that we're looking for, and just a beautiful blend. Now we're going to use the Catrice powder side for the blush. Again, just intentional light layers that kind of does the blend for us and reinstates the depth of intensity that we're going for with our makeup. So seriously, look at this Full Beat Glam All Drugstore, you guys. This is the Maybelline Express Brow. There's nothing stronghold about this. It's completely clear, which I prefer. I just like to run something through my brows after I powder to kind of bring them back to life. Let me know if you guys want a lip combo, if you want an eye combo, if you want the full beat, let me know. I'm gonna go add mascara, lashes, and a lip, and I'll be right back with the final look. But I'm telling you, if you do this, it will be foolproof and you'll love your makeup, and it's all drugstore. Oh my gosh, before I put my lashes on, we didn't spray with anything. I don't know what I'm thinking, you guys. So there's two different types of sprays. We have a spray that adds hydration, which might be a setting or fixing mist. This is not a setting mist, actually. And then we have a sealing mist. So this is going to add hydration and kind of just bring life back to the skin. This is the NYX Bare It All. Again, you can get this at Ulta. And it just kind of brings life back to the skin after we added all those powders. This is going to lock everything in and make it waterproof. I actually prefer this over the more name brand one. It just sprays more evenly and I feel like it works better. So we're going to go ahead and spray this. And now you're set. I'm getting way ahead of myself today. Forgive me, I'm incredibly sick. This is the NYX highlighter, the Butter highlighter in Bright and Butter. And this is the highlighter. No lashes needed. This is the final look, you guys. Please try this out. Let me know in the comments what else you want to see. Follow along for more.